reality is that all of this comes together, whether it's sanitation, is clean water, is spacing between the childbirths. If we want to address stunting, we'll have to do it in a very, very comprehensive way as we go forward. और फिर जो इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस है उसकी हम पहले बात कर चुके हैं कि अगर पॉपुलेशन डिक्रीज होती है उसका कार्बन एमिशंस में ऑल्दो from our perspective is very much around adaptation, but still everything that we need to do in terms of contributing to emissions coming down is also critical. Now, how do we take it forward? Because हर जगह ये बात होती है कि the how part also needs financing. And I think as the finance minister, I would be remiss if I don't talk about how we do and how we finance this transition. Well, I will start with the multilateral support and support especially from ADB, and then with President Ajay Banga and the 10-year country partnership framework. Now, this is a $20 billion commitment over the next 10 years. Every year, the World Bank has committed $2 billion of help and support and assistance. There are 6 agenda items around that $2 billion support. 4 out of 6 deal with existential issues: climate change and population. And within population, I've just mentioned the learning poverty and the stunting bit. I'm sure the country director will expand on that in terms of what they are going to fund, and the ball is in our court to come up with investable, bankable projects and schemes, and therefore looking forward on the how part of it from this August gathering. The second is what is in our control, and I do think that's very, very important, because for everything we cannot run to our multilateral partners. For everything we cannot run to international donors. It's not about ego, it's not even about dignity. It's about the resources that we have and making sure that we repurpose these resources and this funding for what we really require in this country, starting with the flooding. So there was a big discussion whether we should go into an international appeal right away. And the government and the Prime Minister decided we are not going to do that, and I think he was absolutely right. Because we have negotiated in terms of rescue and relief, अगर हम वो भी नहीं कर सकते अपनी resources के साथ, इतना बड़ा मुल्क है, 24 करोड़ का ये मुल्क है, ये न्यूक्लियर कंट्री है, and every time कोई एक आफत आती है और उसमें हम फौरी तौर पे भागते जाएं बाहर, ये मुनासिब नहीं है. And I think the provinces and the Federation have shown that we can fund the rescue and relief. और आगे rehabilitation और reconstruction की बात होगी, जहां वो है, हमारे already funding available है, because we cannot continue to take loans to fund these situations. कोई grant आती है तो ज़रूर आए और हम उसको लेंगे, लेकिन ये जो funding और जो financing है और loans लेके इसको हम आगे नहीं लेके जा सकते. So I think in that context, using our own resources is going to be very critical. इसमें NFC की भी अब बात होती है, और I'm sure during the course of a couple of days this is going to come up. This is not about us against you or against them or whatever. ये तो सारी चीज़ वैसी consensus के साथ आगे चलनी है. And part of that is horizontal indices, including the population part of it. And therefore, I look forward to very constructive discussions, inshallah, with the chief ministers, the finance ministers, during the course of this week and as we take forward. And I'm very sanguine कि जिस तरह हमने पिछले साल नेशनल फिस्कल पैक्ट को साइन किया था और ये फेडरेशन और सूबों की मुशावरत के साथ ये हुआ था, तो इसलिए हम इसको बिल्कुल कंसेंसस के साथ इंशाल्लाह आगे लेकर चलेंगे. But this is about self-reliance and self-funding. And the last thing I just want to mention, because I'm also conscious of time, because other speakers have to talk as well, this has to go beyond our immediate resources. Private-public partnership. I think is going to be absolutely critical as we go forward. So in that context, the social impact financing framework, which has now been established, and I'm sure Country Director of World Bank is going to talk about it as well. This time around, whichever funding resource we are using, it has to be linked with outcomes. It's not about tracking dollars spent, because we've had enough dollars. We have had enough dollars, and we've had billions of dollars coming in, but there's not much to show. And therefore, it has to be linked with outcomes. And therefore, from the government perspective, we need to be held accountable in terms of where this money is being spent and how this is being spent. And so from that perspective, it's also with respect to the social impact financing framework, the Pakistan Skills Impact Bond. And I feel very strongly about it because this is about NAVTEC and upskilling and reskilling our young men and women in terms of how we take it forward. And High Commissioner, I'm very grateful to the support that the British Asian Trust and the technical assistance funding that we have received from FCDO. So we greatly appreciate what you have contributed to this. And the first Pakistan Skills Impact Bond, inshallah, should be issued in the coming days. So with that, I just want to again thank the Dawn Media Group for organizing such an important conference, and all the practitioners, all the subject matter experts who are here. I look forward, and the government looks forward to being guided by you. Thank you very much.
We would like to extend our gratitude to Senator Aurangzeb for his address and taking out the time to join us today. We would now like to invite Her